Hello to you, I'm Carly from Learn English with Carly, and today you find me in the Grand Boulevard area here in North Vancouver. You may see the dusting of snow on the mountains that arrived last night. Some parts of Canada already have some snow, so I'm just thankful that we're not at that stage as yet here in Vancouver. Please admire my jumper. My mum knitted it for me and sent it from London to Canada. So I think you'll agree, it's very autumnal in terms of colour. Just a reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, please press that subscribe button now and turn on the notifications. I am a teacher and I want to check that my students have understood and learnt from this video lesson. So please feel free to write to me and comment under this video. I look very much forward to hearing from you. In this new series, 20 questions, we are going to test your English and see how much you already know and see what you need to work on. Each video in this series starts with 10 questions for you to test your knowledge. The second part of the video goes over the answers with explanations. In the third part of the video, there are 10 more questions and answers for you to practice further. Today we are going to check your use of a and an. There are some rules that need to be followed when deciding which of these to use, and of course, with all language learning, there are some irregularities. Let's check what you already know and what you need to work on with our first 10 questions. In the following sentences, fill in the gap. Do we need to use a or an? FYI, for your information, the sentences in this exercise are in a variety of tenses. Number 1. I need a or an umbrella because it's raining. Number 2. Claire bought a or an new car last week. Number 3. They watched a or an interesting movie yesterday. Number 4. It is traditional in Britain for school pupils to wear a or an uniform. Number 5. George will bring a or an gift to the party for the birthday girl. Number 6. I would like a or an ice cream for dessert. Number 7. Zach is playing a or an rugby match in a or an hour and a or an half. 3 here to work on. Number 8. Can you give me a or an example of when to use an? Number 9. I found a or an schoolbook of mine in the loft. And number 10. We should buy a or an electric car in the future. Let's go over the answers. I will give you further explanation afterwards. Number 1. I need an umbrella because it's raining. Number 2. Claire bought a new car last week. Number 3. They watched an interesting movie yesterday. Number 4. It is traditional in Britain for school pupils to wear a uniform. Number 5. George will bring a gift to the party for the birthday girl. Number 6. I would like an ice cream for dessert. Number 7. Zach is playing a rugby match in an hour and a half. I'll come back to that one. That one's complicated. Number 8. Can you give me an example of when to use an? Number 9. I found an old schoolbook of mine in the loft. Number 10. We should buy an electric car in the future. How did you do? Let's go over the rules of when to use a and when to use an. Firstly, remember that we can only use a and an with singular nouns, not plural. We usually use a before nouns or adjectives that begin with a consonant. In our practice sentences, this includes the sentences, Claire bought a new car last week. The adjective new begins with a consonant, the letter N. It is traditional in Britain for school pupils to wear a uniform. This is an interesting one as uniform starts with a vowel, the letter U. However, if the vowel is pronounced like a consonant, hear a y sound, uniform, then we use a. Other words that are pronounced with a y sound that begin with a U include union, university, unicorn, and utensil. Additionally, the word European is also pronounced with a y sound, so we use a before it, a European country. George will bring a gift to the party for the birthday girl. Our noun gift begins with a consonant, letter G, so we need to use a. Zach is playing a rugby match in an hour and a half. Interestingly, you'll notice here that we have an hour but a half. Why is this when both begin with H? When we have nouns or adjectives where the H is not pronounced, such as hour, it sounds more like hour, then we need to use an. Other words beginning with H that follow this pattern include honour, air, and honest. We can use an before most nouns or adjectives that begin with a vowel, A, E, I, O, and U. In our practice sentences, this includes, I need an umbrella because it's raining. Umbrella begins with a vowel, the letter U. They watched an interesting movie yesterday. The adjective interesting begins with the vowel, the letter I. I would like an ice cream for dessert. The noun ice cream begins with a vowel, the letter I. Can you give me an example of when to use an? The noun example begins with a vowel, the letter E. I found an old school book of mine in the loft and we should buy an electric car in the future. Similarly, old and electric in our final two questions begin with a vowel, the letters O and E. One extra thing that I want you to note about using a before words that begin with the letter O, but the words that begin with the letter O have a w sound, such as one or once. Teaching on YouTube is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Zara often goes to a 1-hour yoga class. Notice here how we use a instead of an, even though one and once begin with an O. It's all to do with the sound of the word, the letter w, once and one. An extension that you could do to this activity in your own time is to translate these 10 sentences into your first language to check your understanding of the different tenses in these sentences. We have the present tense, present continuous, past, future, conditional, and a mobile verb in the present tense. Now let's have a go at 10 more sentences. Again, fill in the gap with a or an. Number 1. There was a or an accident on the motorway this morning. Number 2. There is a or an ant, a or an spider, and a or an fly in the kitchen. Number 3. My friend Dave is a or an honest man. Number 4. I was well educated in teaching at a or an university in England. 5. Although I now live in Canada, I still consider myself a or an European. Number 6. Eve has always wanted a or an exotic pet. Number 7. My Italian friend has a or an amazing recipe for lasagna? Number 8, my sister is getting a or an award for her work. Number 9, Vancouver Airport is a or an really busy airport. And number 10, it takes at least a or an hour to drive to the airport. Okay, let's go over the answers. Number 1, there was an accident on the highway this morning. Accident begins with a vowel, so we have to use an. Number 2, there is an ant, a spider and a fly in the kitchen. Ant begins with a vowel, a letter A, so we use an here. The others we use A because they begin with consonants. Number 3, my friend Dave is an honest man. Here we don't pronounce the H of honest, so we have to use an as if it begins with the letter O, a vowel. Number 4, I was well educated in teaching at a university in England. Remember here, university is pronounced with a y sound, university, so use A. 5, although I now live in Canada, I still consider myself a European. Again here, European is pronounced with a y sound, so use A or a. Number 6, Eve has always wanted an exotic pet. Exotic pet begins with a vowel, the letter E, so use an. Number 7, my Italian friend has an amazing recipe for lasagna. The adjective amazing begins with a vowel, the letter A, so use an. My sister is getting an award for her work. The noun award begins with a vowel, the letter A, so use an. Number 9, Vancouver Airport is a busy airport. The adjective busy begins with V, a consonant, so use a here. And number 10, it takes at least an hour to drive to the airport. Remember, with words like hour, where we don't pronounce the letter H, use an. How did you do? Is there anything you're still finding difficult or tricky? If so, please be sure to let me know by writing to me in the comments section under this video. I'm here to help you and I appreciate your feedback. That's it for today. I hope that you have found this 20-question video lesson useful and I look very much forward to working with you again in our next lesson. Take care in the meantime. Thank you. Bye.